Hi, Doug.
Hey, how you doing, Jeffrey?
Good.
Really?
I
I mean, are you fine? Are you fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional?
Because I'm combing my hair.
No, I'm just giving you a bad time.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
I saw that I missed a call of yours on Wednesday.
No, we're good. I don't know what that was.
Okay. All right.
It might have been a butt dial or something.
Okay. Well, do you have any questions or anywhere you'd like to start? Today, I just wanted to kind of, on my end, get you back into Asana and kind of discuss the keyword strategy. But I was wondering if you had any, updates or things that you wanted to focus on.
Well, yeah, let me just give you updates. So first of all, you're a bit of a drink from a fire hose. And so I need really to lay out, tasks that I can complete. And even if they're 6 months, right? Because this is not a overnight strategy. So one of those things is I got all my products listed out into 3 different key areas and then additional services. So those can be separate product pages, but those will be done in the next 12 weeks.
Okay.
So that's one thing, just as an update. The second is I'm paying for ads. And one of the things I'd like to do in short order, whether you do it or I do it, probably you, is, change those videos and ads because they're stale and not making,
Yeah.
I'm wasting, $360 a year.
Yeah. There's the 2 things. Well, yeah, number one, YouTube, I'm going to go in there and do. So the really 2 things I need from you today are just, in general, we're going to discuss a list of keywords to target. But if besides the home page, can you give me 2 other pages that you want to prioritize on driving traffic to in the meantime?
Yeah, let me bring it up and share them.
Okay, let me give you.
So I can look at it because I haven't really thought about that specifically.
And we'll obviously be working on more than 2 to 3 keywords, but just for the purpose of coming up with a process document, I want 2 to 3 things to use as an example for the process document.
So the other thing we have to talk about is the engagement. We've talked a few times. You haven't billed me. We haven't done a lot of work, but it's all taken your time, and I value your time. And we kind of did a trade from the beginning. Let's just count that all as history. And let's figure out what I need to pay you for this engagement. And I'm kind of growing into it. Right? I'm doing it all cash. I'm doing what I teach. So I think it's the time now is to revisit it and come up with an amount to say, what's it going to take to scope all this, figure out what, spending enough time to understand where I'm at with the business, where I'm heading with the business, so that you can be really effective, and I need to pay you for that.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just $750 a month. So,
okay. So how many months do I need to commit to?
That's really hard for me to say off the bat, but as many months as you want, really. I feel like at the end of the first month, I'll be able to give you a much better estimate.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm sure you use some kind of arrangement letter or contract.
Yeah, I sent you a contract and invoice this morning, just like an hour or 2 ago.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm behind on emails.
Yeah, I should have sent it to you earlier. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I'll okay. Yeah, I just see it now.
Yeah, it's just the same thing as last time, just with an invoice since it's not a trade.
Okay, agree and continue. Okay, well, I don't want to just sit here and read it while we're talking, but yeah. I will read it. And there's 2 required fields to fill in, so that's fine. That's helpful. You're ahead of the game. Good job. Well done. So you asked a question on the So,
Yeah.
so that's fine. What I want to do is I want to start and I want to commit to 1 month.
Okay.
I want to scope out so I can plan and literally save for. By the way, one of the things I'm teaching my business clients is before you hire anybody, save 3 months worth of their salary. How nice would that be? If they don't work out, you don't have this debt, or you're not, struggling. You've actually got the cash.
Yeah.
So I need an assistant now. I'm not hiring an assistant until I have 3 months worth of the assistant's salary and I know I can pay it. And it just takes a lot of the stress out of being an entrepreneur. All right. So this is, it says home again. We've changed that several times.
I know. I don't know. I'm going to find out why that keeps reverting.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay. So here's some updates on this. First of all, I'm calling this personal cash flow mastery. Now, the keywords could be, financial coach, money coach, but that's not what I want to be known as, because there's a million coaches out there. And I think this is really encapsulated. And let me tell you why. And this may not work with keywords, but I just want to fill you in on this. So the first thing is that businesses, how familiar are you with balance sheets and cash and profit and loss statements and stuff?
I have clients that, I have a tax person, I have a wealth manager, I've read over what they are, haven't really had real life experience with them.
Okay. So that's what I'm finding. So first of all, a balance sheet tells you pretty much the health of the business, but it also has in it, and balance sheet isn't going to be my target. My target's still going to be personal cash flow, but I think that's the entree into managing the business cash flow, which will be even more revenue, right? Because businesses have more revenue than individuals usually, and people will spend more on them. But the entry point is nobody else is coming in through personal. And once I know their personal, and if they say, I just want it for my business, I say, you know what, unless I know how much you need to take out of the business, and we get really clear on, what it takes you to live stress-free without money, without, making a regular paycheck, then if the business can afford it, we can do quarterly distributions. And that money you're not living on. And this is really resonating with people. Doesn't that make sense to you?
So quarterly distributions, that's a business thing?
Yeah, well, it's profit distributions, right?
Okay, so, okay.
The business made 10 grand and you're going to get half of that as the owner, for example.
Yeah.
Or we're going to zero and we're going to reduce debt. I mean, it just depends how we want to do the profit distribution, right? What we want to do with it. Okay. Or we're going to save for reserves. It just, again, depends. But if you can have zero cash stress in your personal life, right, and smooth all that out, you can now reinvest in your business and know you have enough. Or you can take a distribution. But you don't want to take a distribution if you're saving for 3 months worth of an assistant that you need now. Maybe you want to use that profit to fund that. Okay, so anyway, that's what I'm doing now. The cash flow mastery idea then takes the balance sheet, which also has depreciation on it. It has owner equity on it. I mean, these aren't keywords, but these are, I want you to understand where I'm going conceptually. That doesn't help you. That you can't spend depreciation. Right? What we need to know is how much cash you have, how much is coming in, how much is going out, and how much debt you're reducing. When you reduce debt, it doesn't show it in the P&L. It shows it on your balance sheet. You took an asset, your money in the bank, and paid down a liability. But it doesn't look like an expense on your report because it isn't. You already took that expense when you spent the money.
1 second. It doesn't show in P&L, it shows in the balance sheet. Right?
Yeah. Okay. And the idea again is that you you look at your P&L and it doesn't show that, hey, I'm paying $1,200 in debt. It doesn't tell you how much cash you have left. Now there are cash flow reports in QuickBooks, but most people don't use them and don't know how to use them.
Yep.
So here's the third piece is that if you're using my system diligently, and I'd really encourage you to consider restarting, and you can I'm getting huge results for people, which means you're tracking everything and you've got it down to a really efficient system where every week you spend 15, 20 minutes and you download everything that and you reconcile everything and it matches up with what you already put in, and you adjust your budget every week and you just know where you stand.
Yeah.
You get a windfall and you make a decision where that's going to go, right? Whether it's business or personal. Well, but instead, starting with personal. So people are up on that. Well, then you take the business and you use the business for your cash flow management. You just got in all this money. You give $1 a job. And once you've paid all your bills for the month and paid all next month's bills, well, now we've got a little bit of reserves. And you might have stuff you want to fund, like I'm putting in $750 for you, right? Because I want to get this started, but I'm not ready to commit to a longer term strategy yet. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm taking a personal budgeting software, and for my personal cash flow mastery clients, I'm now helping them master their business cash flow, because you can't do one without the other. I mean, and really be efficient. I'm talking about being efficient, being successful, being profitable. Yeah. If you're paying attention to where your costs are, you're profitable. Assuming you can be more profitable. Okay, so here's the home page. Now, about GPS just talks a little bit about, this is my, I spent a bunch of time on this. This is a messaging and positioning framework. So the way it works is personal cash flow mastery is what is going to be the title. What do you do? The next 25 words is it's your 25-word statement. Get priorities straight, partners with you to create cash flow clarity, build intentional spending and saving habits, and gain financial peace of mind. So that's my brand promise. But about GPS also now gives you those two plus this one. So this is everywhere. Now this should be on my LinkedIn, my website, my Facebook, all that stuff. So after we say gain financial peace of mind, we're founded out of a passion for positively influencing individuals, couples, and business owners' lives by helping them transform their relationship with their personal finances. I had 8 people do 2-3-hour sessions coming up with this. So I'd be curious what you think.
Well, so those are 3 pages. I think that could be like no brainers. You know, in general, one of the issues that you have is that the keywords aren't very clear what to go after always.
Yep.
Right. So what is clear though here is your demographics. I think like a dedicated page for individuals, couples, and business owners would be, you know, a no-brainer at some point for you.
Okay, we'll put that down as an option, and then we'll prioritize them.
Okay.
And by the way, Jeffrey, I really like the way you operate and the way you track everything. I haven't been able to keep up with you because you're a drink from a fire hose, but I will, because we'll break it down into steps.
Yeah, I've gotten a little bit better. One of the main things I do differently now than last time we worked together is I try to create a Google document that's kind of the home base for everything. And that links to the Asana, that'll link to the YouTube recordings. You know, everything should be in one document. So it'll be, you know, if you're ever, you know, unsure about what to do next, you should be able to refer to this document and go from there.
Okay, awesome. So the next one, our comprehensive processes and tools give you clarity and insight into your financial situation. So your funds support the priorities and values that drive you. You'll gain control, reduce stress, and enjoy more of what life has to offer. So this is my current positioning statement. So the idea is, no matter who I'm talking to or who's talking about my company, let's say I got people working for me, they say the same thing. You know, you're in the elevator. What do you do? Well, personal cash flow mastery. What's that? Well, we partner with people to create cash flow clarity and build intentional spending and savings habits to gain financial peace of mind. You know, it's not features, it's benefits.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. And then there's a thing about me on this. And then this is the new thing, was programs. So this will turn into each page. So we have the cash flow discovery. So we offer 3 programs designed to help you gain personal cash flow mastery, beginning with our cash flow discovery process, continuing through the cash flow fundamentals, where we really dig into your financial situation and build lifelong habits for long-term success. Our cash flow mastery program has been designed to partner with you to take the guesswork out of maintaining your new habits and optimizing personal finances to reduce stress and reach your goals. So here's the cash flow discovery, which links to our FAQs. Here's our cash flow fundamentals, which links to our FAQs. And here's our cash flow mastery, same thing. Okay, and then there's an additional services. So I think this could all be 4 pages, or maybe, I don't have a lot to say on these other ones. This I'm not promoting yet, but it's where I'm heading. So I think that programs, just to start out, even though it's got 3 of them on, could be one.
How filled out is the facts?
And the facts could be one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think the facts, programs, and homepage sound like where we should start.
Okay, and this is just a starting point. I'm not too concerned about it. And then knowing that we'll add multiple pages for each of the products.
Okay.
Okay, now I don't know if the blog's a good idea. I've got a lot of radio shows on it. I can take all these radio shows if I want to and just send them out to Temi and have them transcribed, and then, tune them up so they're being writing too.
I think that would be a good idea.
Okay,
that would give you a ton of content.
So put that on the list.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have to find somebody that can really take conversational and edit it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I got. And I've got, a fair amount. So here's 2 shows. There's 3 shows that these 2 I'm on regularly. This was Seattle's East Side Real Estate Team. This is the Money Hour. Oh, those are just recent posts. And then I've got, there's Live from Seattle. I was on KGNW.
If there was one podcast that you thought I should listen to, is there one?
This was more of a talk radio, people call in.
Well, we'll take a look over them, because so what YouTube does, and we absolutely should get a real writer to transcribe them, but I should be able to export the audio from each one of these into text from YouTube. And then
what's that cost you?
Nothing. It's free. It's built into. It's automatic.
Oh, okay. So, then I don't need to pay.
It's obviously not. It's a machine, right? So it's not.
I don't need to pay Temi then. Maybe I can get those, and I'll have.
Yeah, it's worth taking a look at. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that to all of them.
And today's strategy session is literally that. It's just to come up with the ideas, not get anything decided or figured out. Okay. Just taking a look. I got my next meeting coming up right at 1:30, so I got to finish about 1:40 at least.
Okay.
So
well, let's schedule another meeting for next week then, too. So that'll give me a chance to just, go through the website, just get up to speed on my stuff, and then maybe even work on a couple video drafts that we can go over together.
So help me understand, just briefly, how you do this, like how much time you want to spend and all that, because I want to optimize you. And
so there's usually 3 hours worth of meeting time for the month that you can, we can split it up usually into either 3 meetings or, half-hour meetings here and there. I will spend about 2 to 3 hours doing keyword research and just looking at the website and kind of coming up with that laundry list of things to do, which we'll kind of prioritize together on the calls.
Okay. Because I'm really looking at this next, in my view, this will be 1 month with you, but in my view, I'm getting everything lined up so that I can include this in my next quarterly plan in the fall.
So if you really want to save money, you're going to want to do more SEO in-house, right, in the long run. Is that what you're trying to do? Are you trying to do more yourself or build a team in-house?
No, not necessarily. Again, really simply, just consider myself doing a crawl, walk, run.
Yeah.
What I want to do is really get clear on defining what we can do and what we think the impact will be.
Yeah. I'll just focus on nothing but the strategy part then.
Yeah. And then from that, I want to figure out then how much can I afford and when should I implement it?
Okay. Well, the big wild card in all of this is going to be content. So that's the main thing I would focus on.
Right. Well, so if you can transcribe stuff, I've got a boatload of radio shows, podcasts.
I'll send it all over. Send it all over. I'll get it all transcribed.
Okay. So what I need to do, just put a thing on the list, since you got the list.
Yeah, I have it here. I'm gonna add this all to Asana. I'm gonna make a Google Drive document. I'll email you the Google Drive document, and then.
So just a note, say, Doug, have Leah give you links to all of the podcasts, testimonials. A lot of it's raw footage.
Okay.
And then prioritize them. And I will prioritize. I've got 3 or 4 the testimonials are coming in great. It's just rave reviews. And you were early on in the program. I've learned a lot, as you know, right? From when you started. Makes a big difference. Now I'm in year 4. And have I told you about how many years have you been doing this on your own?
I think, well, for SEO, I think it's been 7 now. 7 or 8.
Self-employed, right?
Yep.
Okay.
7 years.
Okay. So often any kind of new product or new launch or new job or new startup, there's really 4 stages. And the first one is orientation. It takes about a year to just kind of get your arms around it. Second year is experimentation. Third year is evaluation. And the 4th year is acceleration. And that's all assuming you've been, pretty focused and, know how to build a business or get into a new role or something. But I'm in that 4th stage and it's really starting to take off. But I spent a lot of time working on systems, procedures, things that I can scale. And that's just a lot of work and not fun. I don't like it. So that's what I'm doing.
I know how that goes.
There's this really good book called Traction.
Yeah, I have. I've been reading it here and there. I think we've talked about this, and that's been my goal pretty much all of coronavirus. And at the very first 6 months of it, I was like, I'm going to work my way through coronavirus, and then just slowly run out of steam. I need a vacation badly.
Yeah. Well,
actually, while I have you on the call, I just give you 5 seconds about my plans on the business. Actually, I'm hoping to either sell the business or get a partner in the next 5 years.
Okay.
I can't go through another COVID situation, which is where my mental health is failing and I can't take a vacation.
Yeah.
No breaks for any reason. My hand's broken. I can't get it fixed. I can't take time off kind of situation. My goal is to either sell the business or get a partner or to go work for a company, just because, it was really rough for me this last year and kind of changed my perspective on things a little bit. So I was curious if you ever hear of anybody that's, that helps people do those kinds of things. I really need a partner in my business because I can't do this for many years longer.
Well, there's a gal, I did Digital Connections, Nancy Johnson. I'm on her podcast. So it's one I did a couple of weeks ago. There's several people we can talk to. So I'll be thinking about that.
Yeah. I heard Jerry talk about how he, left his business and I'm not sure if it wasn't Jerry. It was, God, why am I drawing a blank on his name? The elder care in our group, super fun, nice guy. God, why am I drawing a blank? Anyways, he has
Tim Cook.
Not, God, why? With glasses, that's Tim Cook. Yeah, what am I saying? Tim Cook. Yeah, and he said that he had his company was where the employees could become vested in profit sharing and all that stuff. I either want eventually my employees to take on more of an ownership role in the company, or I need to sell it.
Yeah, and the big question underlying with that is, do you want to run a business?
No, I really don't. I've learned that.
Yeah.
Actually,
so
I like doing SEO.
You want to be a technician.
I like doing SEO, but at the end of the day, the running of the business, it burns me out. At least if I'm doing it all myself.
Yep.
If I had help, I don't think it'd be as much of a problem. But
so the idea of we're going off topic here, but let me just finish.
Let's get back to your stuff.
Let me just finish this thought. Is I also don't want to run the business. I'm good at leading and coaching and mentoring, but I'm not good at managing, and I don't like managing. Managing is really a lot of work for me, but there are people that do. In the book Traction, they talk about an integrator versus a visionary. And it might be interesting. I'm going to give you a 10-minute test. I'm going to put it in chat. so you can take it, and it'll give you a visionary versus integrator score. And think about it in terms of, not just can you do it, but, do you like it? Right? Do you like problem solving? Do you like managing? Do you like whatever?
I think if I have an exit strategy, I don't dislike anything, but the thought of having to do something forever for the rest of my life, like, I don't know, my brother right now is having health issues and I can't travel just because of the amount of work I have. And, my hand has been broken for six years, never gotten it fixed because I can't take 6 months off to let it heal after surgery. So, it's those kinds of things that are just not sustainable.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, so you said you have to get off at 1:30. Can we schedule a meeting for next week then?
I said 1:40.
Oh, 1:40. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I just sent you a link. And just, sometime, after a BNI meeting, we can spend 10 minutes or something just to talk about it. But basically the idea is there only about 5% of the population are really good integrators. And about 20% are good visionaries. So a lot more people have ideas that can deliver them. And so you're more of the Walt Disney who says, I've got this vision for what this can do. I can manage the key relationships, right? I can tell people where it's going, but I need somebody else to drive the bus, run the P&L, hold people accountable, have a hiring process, have an onboarding process. I mean, you can do those things, but it doesn't sound like who you are.
No, I think part of it is also just working for yourself. It's not, if you're really good at what you do, you're going to hit a wall. When you work at a big company, you're surrounded by people that are in the same industry as you, that talk the same language, that are improving themselves in certain areas because they're passionate about what they do. In small business world, I find myself replicating low quality SEO strategies and trying to, I end up taking on responsibilities like web design and tech support and content marketing and all these things that I'm not supposed to be doing on top of running the business.
Which you need. Yeah. Then again, you need to hire.
I used to love it and I used to thrive in it. And then COVID has just completely changed my perspective on things.
Okay. Well, let's get back to the problem at hand. I want to support you and help you, but I don't have an agenda for you to stay in business or go out of business or get a job or whatever.
Yeah.
I would like you. I do have a personal opinion is I'd like you to figure out how you can put the brakes on and get healthy.
Yeah. Well, I've been very, that's been my priority for the last month or two to slow things down. And
well, and if you need to put me on hold, put me on hold.
No, it's not like that. It's more of,
I'm just saying.
My brother got sick, like I said, a month ago, and it's serious. And, it's just that kind of thing. As you can imagine, if anybody in your family member got sick, you wouldn't want to work through it. And I'm forced to work through it.
Again, that's your priority. So that's just like taking care of yourself.
Yep, exactly.
Right? So, okay, what's next?
All right, so I guess just you could talk to me more about keywords. I've taken notes from everything you've said up to this point. The keyword conversation could wait till next week. I really just needed to know, what your plans were going forward, which you've told me about the 12 weeks for the products and services. I've written down a couple of ideas here, which I'm going to put on the Google document. Transcribe the podcast. The podcast, I think, let me get all the content. So can we move forward on that part with the Leah part?
Sure.
Yes. Okay, so let's start there because transcribing the podcast is pretty much just running a program. Then I can run all that text through my SEO program. It'll give us a very good starting point.
Okay, let me just look. I might be able to send you a link to podcasts.
And then what I was saying is the three things that I will highly recommend for you. In general, we're going to be building an SEO strategy, but you always need YouTube ads, which I'll be doing no matter what. But I highly recommend a small amount of Facebook ads and then Pinterest at some point as well. Just because those three platforms, if you spend 50 hours to 100 hours in each one of them, you're guaranteed a certain amount of results. Whereas other platforms, it's much more of a wild card on other factors. And
that was Pinterest?
Yeah, Pinterest. So, and I'll just give you the costs of everything. So YouTube ads are going to cost $1 to $2 a month. Facebook ads would be the same thing, $1 to $2 a month. Pinterest would be $140 a year for the program that that schedules it. And those are the costs for those 3 things. And it should be in that order. YouTube ads first, Facebook ads second, and then Pinterest third. I'm going to look into the podcasting too, because I have another client that does a lot of podcasting, and she just asked me like a week ago to look into what we can do with those as well. And I gave her the same idea, transcribe them, turn them into videos, if they're not already, transcribe to text. So we can talk about that in the next meeting.
Okay, I'm just going to go into Asana here, and I'm also going to put down, I have a meeting with.
So I made a new project because I've changed my process a little bit. Let me add you to the new project right now.
Okay. You want MP4s?
It doesn't really matter to me.
Audio files, right?
So if they're in video file, don't bother converting them. Just send me what you have. I'll if I need to make, because I'm going to upload it to YouTube, and YouTube takes video. But if you send me an audio file, I can turn it into a video, so it doesn't really matter. Just send me what you have, and I'll figure it out. Okay, let's see.
Do you want a presentation that I made for Ron Blue Trust, for example? I
think I'm always of the more content, the better. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be very rare unless you drop like 200 blog posts on me that I'll be like, and even then I would, scan them all up and ask you if these 20 look good to you.
Okay, so let me. Oh, this is good. This will let me do kind of an audio audit of all this. So this is on the issues list. So we'll deal with it on Monday. Okay. So we got a few minutes left. What else?
Let's get something on the calendar, because I only have a couple openings right now. What times work for you next week?
Well, and I'm working 4 days next week, and then I'm taking a full week off.
Sounds
so
good.
The only thing I have is 9 to 10 on Monday. What time do you start in the morning?
On Mondays, I have employee meetings until 1 p.m.
Okay. So I have 5 to 6 p.m.
On Monday?
Yeah, I got 4 to 5 on the 7th.
I could do 4 to 5 on the 7th. I think that'd be better.
Okay.
Mondays, there's just,
you want to send me an invite, and I can do a half hour or an hour, whatever you prefer.
We can schedule it for an hour, and
okay,
get done early. We get done early.
Cool.
Okay, you're going to get an email from, from Asana for the new project.
Okay. Okay. All right. Smokes. Yeah.
It's taking a second. I had to.
No, you're fine. I got so many emails.
Okay. You should get that any moment now. I'll email you if I need anything, but I was checking around yesterday and this morning. It looks like I still have access to everything as far as I can tell.
Okay. Oh, good.
Okay.
All right. So I think I got everything. Invitation SEO. Yes. That's done. And the next one is invited me to the project. It's shared, so I don't have to do anything, right?
Yep. You should be on there. Should be able to look at anything. It'll notify you, if I add or complete tasks.
Okay.
Yep. Same as last time, really.
All right. So like I said, you've been a drink from a fire hose, so I'm going to have Leah helping me. She might even be on one of our calls because she's going to distill it all and then help make sure it's implemented and help me delegate. And if I need to find additional resources, she's also really good at helping me organize all the content. And that just takes me longer. I mean, she just flies through it.
Yeah, I know. It's sometimes nice to have an outside perspective.
Oh, not sometimes. It's
yeah, it's always nice.
Always. You need, and you either create it in your business or you go to a company and they'll bring it to you.
Yeah, I have a friend who's a teacher, and I run all my SEO stuff by her because I'm just like, does this make sense to you? Like, or am I just, and then she's like, well, why didn't you just say that? I'm like, why'd you say it that way? I'm like, well, and then she has me, I made it too complicated for no reason whatsoever. I love that stuff.
Yeah. Yep. It's all good, and why should we do it ourselves, right? We're not good at it.
All right. I'll email you if I need anything else, and
Okay.
I will talk again on Wednesday, if not sooner.
Okay, and I will get you some money.
Cool. You have a good 4th of July.
All right, and then I'm going to refer myself to you.
Oh yeah, good idea. I need
Then you can thank me for some closed business.
I need to do my BNI numbers.
I do them all during the meeting.
I know. I try doing that, but then it's hard to focus. I need to just do it. No excuses.
I get it. Hey, in my last 1 minute, are you planning to re-engage with YNAB or not? It's a yes or no question.
I mean, I'm still using it. All the things you talked about, I want to do.
Okay, so let's do a quick review because I can give you some simple steps.
Yeah.
To make this more palatable. I want to make sure you're doing the fundamental right stuff, and everything else can come later. Okay. So it's been so long since we did it. I found some things where I have to go back and audit and show people where they've missed a few things, but I can get them all fixed. And then you're working with more accurate stuff, and
yeah,
it helps you. So, all right. Thank you, man.
All right.
Have a wonderful 4th.
You too.
All right, will do.
Bye.